Hey everybody. I've done a couple takes of this video by now, and it's kind of unusual for me to do more than one take on these. But something about the process of this piece has left me feeling challenged. That's what I want the topic of this video to be about pursuing challenge. In the path to improvement and perfection. I did make a video about perfection. Video was a bit more popular than some of the other ones I've made. And perfection is something that I've really learned not to shy away from, in the sense that people say practice makes perfect, and I know that I talk about the nature of perfection, and to review a little bit about that. When they say no one's perfect, sure, I get that, but we know what is good, and in the pursuit of that good, I think that we can achieve something where the system that we live by, whether it's based on deep virtue or based on learning and scientific method, we can have a system that is perfectly oriented toward good. And in this case, as an artist, it's just accuracy, choosing the right colors, scaling all the skills that come with making art to the maximum possible level. So if I'm able to get these lines on the first try with a perfect stroke, pick the right color immediately, get everything perfectly good in one go, it doesn't sound possible, but if one makes it a goal to really improve that much, and try one's best to avoid those mistakes, then it's certainly noble. And the question I kept asking myself, that is the pursuit of perfection also perfection? Now, I would say no, but it's close. It's rather building a system rather than trying to achieve a certain state of being that's perfect. So that's what I was talking about. So now that's said, I know that what they say, practice makes perfect. And one person I really like to think about when practice makes perfect, I really enjoyed basketball for a time. Basketball is one of the things I've sort of given up in my effort to sort of cleanse myself from pretty much all forms of entertainment. If I do watch any kind of entertainment lately, I honestly just keep it within I don't know. I don't really watch much anymore, but I like watching The Chosen, which is a Christian show. Something that I guess enriches my life spiritually. I try to keep it to that, I guess. I watch educational things. I don't really watch much just for pure entertainment anymore. And again, for me, that's part of my pursuit of perfection. It's something that entertainment consumed my life for many years, and now I don't know if I've given up completely for the rest of my life, but maybe I have. And there's certain forms of entertainment that I definitely know I don't want to go back to. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's good enough, to be honest. So that said, I found myself very much challenged making this piece. I'm going to bring back the color that I started on. Again, I've done a few takes, so you might see the color a little bit more developed than what you've seen in my previous videos, but we're trying to figure this out. Okay, so let's go grab this color again. And we're going to go back to our colored brush. Okay. And just clean up those edges that we just changed. And I think in the past couple of recordings, not only was I dissatisfied with the process of doing color, but I was dissatisfied with the process of making the video itself. I was like, man, this is not a good video. What am I even talking about? But one of the things I started talking about was the flow channel, and I've made videos about this before too, where the flow channel, to achieve flow state, you want to be in the sweet spot between anxiety and boredom. Where you want to do something that's adequately challenging, but if it's too challenging, you might feel anxious. And I think for me, with such a little experience, really making good digital painting, because I've been an anime artist my whole life, doing animation, and with anime and animation, you can get away with like just doing like 2 shades of color. And I've never really gone into like painting, and it's something I want to like dive into a little bit more. Color theory, I tend to choose very saturated colors, as you can see in this piece already. I don't really work with too many desaturated colors, and working with those different hues in there. I don't really know like the color wheel theory with like complementary colors and color triads and things like that. And I only kind of like played with it a little bit when I was in college, and never really used that kind of color theory in my own personal work. I just kind of guess, and it was usually appealing for me to just use very vibrant saturated colors. So we're gonna try to challenge myself in this piece, which I've been trying to do. I think that's why I started feeling a little bit of that anxiety. But rather than talking about the specifics, I also wanted to talk generally about the flow channel, because for me, I think there's a couple approaches to if I'm feeling that anxiety. Either I could like sort of ease up on the stress by like working a little bit more within my comfort zone, but I don't want to do that. I want to get better as fast as possible now, and that means sort of tanking that anxiety. I think tanking is the right word for it, and sort of expanding that flow channel by making it so that I'm more tolerant of the anxiety that comes with challenge. So if I start feeling challenged with this piece, to stay with it, to stay with those feelings, and persevere. So there's a lot of problems like when I look back at this. And if I'm sketching, if I'm in the sketch phase, I could be like, well, I can see what the problems are, I know how to fix it. But with color, it's like I don't immediately have those answers. I need more experience to inform my decisions, and I don't necessarily have the time to go back and take a painting class. I'm just gonna kind of be in here and I guess derive how to paint on my own as I'm doing it, because I'm getting paid for this piece, and I'm not necessarily well, I am a professional artist, but oh, you know what? Whoops. Again, wrong layer here. Okay. I gotta be in the upper layer, which is I'll call this color. I'll call this bit color base. Okay. So I'm gonna keep bringing up the reference here, and I know that there's a more purple in the bony part of the wing, and more pink in the flappy part of the wing. Okay, so I'm gonna find the right colors right now for the wings. I think I'm just gonna take this and maybe make it a little bit more desaturated, lighter pink. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Maybe a little bit more saturated than that. Yeah, this whole world of more desaturated color is just so foreign to me. I don't know how to think about these colors. And I think like if I had more experience painting sunset scenes, maybe I'd be a little bit better at this, but I don't. So we're just gonna go in now and just figure it out. Go in and color drop right there. Whoa, I think the threshold was off. Yeah, it just color dropped all the pink. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna use bigger brushes. Now, one thing I have seen, I think watching demonstrations is one big thing that helps me. I think if I can watch, maybe again, I don't want to go out of my way too much to watch these things, even though I know it will help me. But I just don't have time. But I'm just going to try to, again, imagine and derive it and figure it out for myself. Because from what I've seen of painting demonstrations, you go big, you go general, and then you build in the detail. So that's what I'll keep in mind, that I don't have to finish this piece by piece. I don't have to like finish the wing and then finish the next wing and then finish the shorts and then finish the skin. I can just go in, paint big, you know, general color, and then go back in and refine. I think when I'm sketching, that's the same. It's the same approach. That's why I need to do 2 or 3 passes, and maybe with painting I need you know, a few passes. Okay, so here with the reference, the tail is lighter underneath, and then the pink feathery part is kind of a flaming, more hotter pink. So this color would be, I'm going to use again a big brush, stronger underneath. And this color would be stronger on top. Not afraid to color a little bit over the arm there. Okay. Yeah, not afraid to color over the legs a bit, because I can just kind of correct it later. But again, I can also be using different layers here, which might be more wise actually, but it's okay. But we're gonna keep it general. Keep it general. I think that's what I'm learning. I gotta learn big concepts first with painting. Big concepts first. Okay, so we'll do one shadow color. So we'll take this lighter black color and we're gonna go black here and put in a single, just form shadows. No, the tech top is supposed to be black, so we could go dark here. High contrast. Now I remembering that the lighting is coming from the left. So how much, I think this black is a bit too dark. I think this color is a bit better, so I'm going to use that as my base. Now, keeping in mind that this piece is not just lit from the side, maybe the strongest lighting from the side, but there's also, I mean, there's still light in the sky, so there would be some lighting up top too. I think this contrast is just a little bit too strong, so I'm going to take this color, sort of airbrush it, maybe airdrop it in there, or color drop it. Yeah, soften that edge a bit, maybe use smudge. Soften the edge. More shadow on this side too. I want to think in terms of form shadows, so I can actually kind of like outline them. Something like this. And then here. So I'm gonna, yeah, again, I'm just gonna do big sweeping areas. I want to balance out the top lighting and side lighting. Yeah. Okay. Right there. Okay, so eyedropper is your best friend, I guess. I'm guessing. Once you've already picked most of the colors you need in the palette, because I guess once you pick your palette colors, you don't need to expand much from those. So I think for the chest here, it's hard to find like the right, you know, where the right angle for the light. I don't have a lot of experience with painting. Now, even with my experience with you know, regular like cell shading type shadows, this is still a little bit challenging because the angle of the lighting is a little bit weird. that's kind of okay. I think we'll do a highlight here. I know it's supposed to be black, but yeah, we'll just throw in a highlight. Yeah, I think that's pretty okay. And maybe we'll think of, we can go darker and maybe do some occlusion shadows, maybe, like under here, in the folds, maybe. That seems to make sense. Not too much contrast. I don't know. We'll mess with that. Okay, so immediately I'm just gonna let it flow here. I see that more shadow can be here in the wing, and it might be taking in some of that black reflection from the shirt. Maybe smudge that. Yeah, I think this is looking okay. I think this is looking okay, yeah. Yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. Let's get into the hair here. I know her hair is white, so I'm gonna put already some strong highlights here. Yeah. Okay, let's get this black color, bring it into the choker here. Get this gray color, bring it into the hair here. Okay. Shadow in the hair. Let's take a look at the references. Yeah, just gray. Just gray. So for hair, I want to think of the chunks of hair, the general form of it, where the cast shadows and form shadows might be. Definitely cast shadows here under the hat. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and start rendering the shorts a little bit. We want to use some lighter blues here, not too saturated here, maybe a little bit more saturated than that. And let's use big colors here on the light side. And then just really soft rendering here in the middle. And then just to give it a little bit of texture. And then maybe some lighter desaturated gray blues here where there might be like tears in the jeans because they're supposed to be ripped. Maybe a little bit more saturation there to bring out the blue. Maybe skin color right in there. And maybe some stretching over here. And then we can put in some occlusion shadows right in here. Here. I'm gonna keep the rendering sort of to a minimum.
Yeah, eyedropper is really nice once you have some of the palettes selected. That's better. That looks nice. I might smudge it a little bit more towards the edge here because I don't want too much light in the middle. Yeah, this is working. This is working. My brush is good. I think it was just a matter of like picking colors. So now that said, I might go into the background a bit more, but I think we can stop there. I think, again, trying to expand my comfort zone when it comes to the flow channel and really sit in that tension, sit in that anxiety, and just have courage and then just stay there, knowing that this is beyond my current capability. But let's solve problems step by step as we go, and I'll get used to it. And I do feel now a little bit more comfortable, so we'll keep doing that. I think this has been a good learning experience for me. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. God bless. Bye-bye.